Now, there are others who will dismiss every idea I put forward either because they're playing to their most strident supporters, or in some cases because, sincerely, they have a fundamentally different vision. For America, one that says inequality is both inevitable and just, one that says an unfettered free market. Without any restraints inevitably produces the best outcomes, regardless of the pain and uncertainty imposed on ordinary families. And government is the problem, and we should just shrink it as small as we can. In either case, I say to these members of Congress, I'm laying out my ideas to give the middle class a better shot. So now it's time for you to lay out your ideas. You can't just be against something. You got to be for something. Even if you think I've done everything wrong. The trends I just talked about were happening well before I took office. So it's not enough for you just to oppose me. You got to be for something. What are your ideas? If you're willing to work with me to strengthen American manufacturing and rebuild this country's infrastructure, let's go. If you've got better ideas to bring down the cost of college for working families, let's hear them. If you think you have a better plan for making sure that every American has the security of quality. Affordable healthcare, then stop taking meaningless repeal votes, and share your concrete ideas with the country. Repealing Obamacare and cutting spending is not an economic plan. It's not. If you're serious about a balanced, long-term fiscal plan that replaces the mindless cuts currently in place, or if you're interested in tax reform that closes corporate loopholes and gives working families a better deal, I'm ready to work. But you should know that I will not accept deals that don't meet the basic test of strengthening the prospects of hard-working families. This is the agenda we have to be working on. We've come a long way since I first took office. But you know what, that's our choice. If we just stand by and do nothing in the face of immense change. Understand that part of our character will be lost. Our founding precepts about wide open opportunity. Each generation doing better than the last, that will be a myth, not reality. The position of the middle class will erode further. Inequality will continue to increase. Money's power will distort our politics even more. Social tensions will rise, as various groups fight to hold on to what they have. Or start blaming somebody else for why their position isn't improving. And the fundamental optimism that's always propelled us forward will give way to cynicism or nostalgia. And that's not the vision I have for this country. It's not the vision you have for this country. That's not the America we know. That's not the vision we should be settling for. That's not a vision we should be passing on to our children. I have now run my last campaign. I do not intend to wait until the next campaign or the next president before tackling the issues that matter. I care about one thing and one thing only, and that's how to use every minute the only thing. I care about is how to use every minute of the remaining one. "276 days of my term to make this country work for working Americans again. That's all I care about. I don't have another election. Because I'll tell you, Galesburg, that's where I believe America needs to go. I believe that's where the American people want to go. And it may seem hard today, but if we're willing to take a few bold steps, if Washington will just shake off its complacency and set aside the kind of slash and burn partisanship that we've just seen for way too long, if we just make some common sense decisions, our economy will be stronger a year from now. It will be stronger 5 years from now. It will be stronger 10 years from now. If we focus on what matters, then more Americans will know the pride of that first paycheck. More Americans will have the satisfaction of flipping the sign to open on their own business. More Americans will have the joy of scratching the height of their kid on that door of their brand new home. And in the end, isn't that what makes us special? It's not the ability to generate incredible wealth for the few. It's our ability to give everybody a chance to pursue their own true measure of happiness. We haven't just wanted success for ourselves, we want it for our neighbors, too. When we think about our own communities, we're not a mean people. We're not a selfish people, we're not a people that just looks out for number one. Why should our politics reflect those kinds of values? That's why we don't call it John's dream or Susie's dream or Barack's dream or Pat's dream. We call it the American dream. And that's what makes this country special, the idea that no matter who you are or what you look like or where you come from or who you love, you can make it if you try. That's what we're fighting for. So, yes, Congress is tough right now, but that's not going to stop me. We're going to do everything we can, wherever we can, with or without Congress, to make things happen. We're going to go on the road and talk to you, and you'll have ideas. And we want to see which ones we can implement. But we're going to focus on this thing that matters. One of America's greatest writers, Carl Sandburg, born right here in Galesburg over a century ago, he saw the railroads bring the world to the prairie, and then the prairie sent out its bounty to the world. And he saw the advent of new industries, new technologies, and he watched populations shift. He saw fortunes made and lost. And he saw how change could be painful. How a new age could unsettle long-held customs and ways of life. But he had that frontier optimism, and so he saw something more on the horizon. And he wrote, "I speak of new cities and new people. The past is a bucket of ashes. Yesterday is a wind gone down. A sun dropped in the west. There is only an ocean of tomorrows, a sky of tomorrows." Well, America, we've made it through the worst of yesterday's winds. We just have to have the courage to keep moving forward. We've got to set our Eyes on the horizon. We will find an ocean of tomorrows. We will find a sky. Of tomorrows for the American people and for this great country that we love. So thank you. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. Barack Obama. Address at the 60th anniversary of the Korean War Armistice. Delivered July 27, 2013, Korean War Memorial, Seoul, South Korea. Good morning. Annyeonghaseyo. Secretaries Hagel, Jewell, and Shinseki, Admiral Winfeld, General Jung. All our friends from the Republic of Korea, including the legendary General Paik Sun-yup. Distinguished guests, and most of all, veterans of the Korean War and your families. To our veterans, many in your 80s. A few in your old uniforms which still fit, let me just say you look outstanding. And I would ask that all United States, Republic of Korea, and other veterans who fought, I would ask those who can stand to please stand so that we can properly honor you here today. July 27, 1953, 60 years ago today, in the village of Panmunjom, in a barren room. The generals picked up their pens and signed their names to the agreement spread before them. That night, as the armistice took hold, the guns of war thundered no more. Along the jagged front, men emerged from their muddy trenches. A Marine raised his bugle and played taps. And a soldier spoke for millions when he said, "Thank God it is over." In the days that followed, both sides pulled back, leaving a demilitarized zone between them. Soldiers emptied their sandbags and tore down their bunkers. Our POWs emerged. From the camps, our troops boarded ships and steamed back across the ocean. And describing the moment he passed under the Golden Gate Bridge. One of those soldiers wrote, "We suddenly knew we had survived the war, and we were home." Yet ask these veterans here today and many will tell you. Compared to other wars, theirs was a different kind of homecoming. Unlike the Second World War, Korea did not galvanize our country. These veterans did not return to parades. Unlike Vietnam, Korea did not tear at our country. These veterans did not return to protests. Among many Americans, tired of war, there was, it seemed, a desire to forget, to move on. As one of these veterans recalls, "We just came home and took off our uniforms and went to work. That was about it." You, our veterans of Korea, deserve better. And down the decades, our nation has worked to right that wrong, including here. With this eternal memorial, where the measure of your sacrifice is enshrined for all time. Because here in America, no war should ever be forgotten, and no veteran should ever be overlooked. And after the armistice, a reporter wrote, "When men talk in some distant time with faint remembrance of the Korean War, The shining deeds will live. The shining deeds will live.